Does a land trust or an LLC offer better protections for rental properties? Let's get into it. Any information I give is limited to Florida law, so let's go. So anytime you have an investment or a rental property, it is super important that you put it in some type of entity that's going to give you asset protection. Why? Because you don't get the homestead protection, and especially as a rental or even as a flip, you are at much higher risk of liability. So you want to make sure that you are protecting any other properties you may own as well as your personal assets. Now, what's going to give you better protection, a land trust or an LLC? And the answer is they both give you the same protection. Asset protection is asset protection. Either your assets are protected or they're not. There's not really levels of stronger or weaker or better or worse protection. You're either protected or you're not. With that, let's talk about some of the differences between an LLC and a land trust. So even though both types of entities give you the same asset protection, with an LLC, you can risk losing that protection very easily, whereas with a land trust, you cannot. How could you lose your asset protection with an LLC? You can commingle funds. You can fail to comply with the corporate formalities, such as having meetings and recording annual minutes and things of that nature. You have to be extremely diligent in making sure that you are treating your LLC as an entity that is wholly separate and apart from you, the individual. Because if you don't, the law is not going to treat the LLC as something wholly separate and apart from you, the individual. It is going to pierce the corporate veil that protects your assets, and you are going to be personally liable for any liability that attaches to that property. With a land trust, it's a lot more user-friendly or easy to use in that way, in that there's no corporate formalities to follow because it's not a corporate entity. There is no corporate veil to pierce because, again, it's not a corporate entity. A trust is a private agreement between the trustee and the beneficiaries. That trust agreement governs the relationship between those parties, and you have a lot more flexibility in how you choose to manage the property. You can commingle. You can do things that would really make the trust look like just an extension of the beneficiaries. Should you commingle? Probably not. But if you do, you're not going to lose the asset protection that a land trust gives you, whereas with an LLC, you would. A land trust also has additional benefits, like it provides privacy and confidentiality for the owners, whereas at least a Florida corporate entity will not. Both entities are going to provide you with the avoidance of probate, meaning it allows you to devise or give your property to your heirs upon your death without going through probate. However, with an LLC, you need to have an operating agreement that names your heirs. Most people go online, they set up their LLC in 5 minutes, and they think they're protected, and they think they're avoiding probate when they're not. And then with a land trust, once